Hello everyone, how's it going? We're going to be doing a different type of speedrun today. I thought I'd challenge myself and try and get the loyalty card as quickly as possible. So I've worked out a route, I've done a few practices, and we're going to give it a go now to see how quickly we can do it. Everything ready? Yes, I think we're good. Let's go. So the intro is, if you've watched any Sphinx speedruns, it's the intro is going to be exactly the same. In fact, the run is virtually identical up until the point where we get to the Bedouin outpost to get the capture beetles. Instead of getting the capture beetles, we go right to Great Wall Entrance 3, where we get the beetle breeding jar, and then head back to the Bedouin outpost to get the loyalty card. So it's a fairly short run, which is nice. The majority of the time is taken up by the intro. That was I wasn't sure about that jump there. I was unsure if we were going to make that or fall in the lava. Okay, very nice. For some reason, I did try it with the auto splitter, and on some items the auto splitter doesn't seem to want to split, including the beetle breeding jar and the loyalty card. So I will have to enter those splits or press the key to split the timer or manually. But that's fine. I'll just hope I get it right. So yeah, as with all the Sphinx runs, a lot, well, I say a lot, 2 to 3 minutes is going to depend on how many amulet dupes we get. I still have never got all 3 dupes in one run. Or just, even if it's not a run, I've never got all 3 dupes in one go before. I've only ever got a maximum of 2. And I have a feeling that today's not going to be the day for getting 3, but we can always give it a try. Even if we don't get any dupes, we will carry on with the run, see what we can get. Oh, that was unfortunate. Got too close to the spikes there. Right, let's see how our hovers are. Okay, need a bit of a warm up on that one. I don't think this one's going to make it either. No. Next one. That's fine. That's fine. To be honest, I probably should have done a warm-up run before I started recording. That's fine. It's also swelteringly hot today, as I'm sure anyone who lives in the UK will know about. Although, by the time this video goes out, I don't know when it will be. However, I am finally, hopefully, getting my router delivered for broadband, so I will have internet again, and I might be able to get this uploaded today, but we will see. Ooh, that was a little close to the laser. I have another long hover coming up here. With this long hover, there are 2 routes you can go. One is slightly faster, but maybe slightly more tricky. I don't get it quite as often, but I don't see why we can't go for it. Give it a go. Although, with my hovers being as they are at the moment, might not be such a great idea. The only real difference in the intro, compared to the any percent run, is how many scarabs we need. Now, I haven't actually tested this, but because we're not buying... Ooh, are we going to get this? Oh, no. I missed the button. Because we're not buying capture beetles or using the boat, we actually end up with... Ah, there we go. With 10 more scarabs than we need. So I have a feeling that the pot with the 2 green scarabs in by the Abydos canals, I don't think we need to break it. Although at the same time, I haven't tested it to be sure. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine if we don't get it. Where's that other spider gone? There it is. Okay. This is a very slow spider section. That's fine. We're pretty far behind, but it's all good. This is really the first... Well, it is the first recorded run of this category that I've done. If you can... I suppose it's not really an official... It's definitely not an official category. It's just something I thought I'd do for fun. I did consider getting the beetle satchel, which I think, I don't know if you, no, I don't think you actually need the loyalty card to get it, which is interesting, but the loyalty card does reduce the cost by half. So normally it costs 900 scarabs, but the loyalty card reduces it down to 450. But you still need the upgraded scarab bag to be able to buy it. And that means getting the parasol, which means getting the specific Abydos jewel, to be given the parasol by the jewel curator. And you also need to get the right amount of money for it as well. So it's it would make it a lot longer of a run, which is why I thought I'd just do getting the loyalty card at the moment. But it could be something to look into in the future. Right, end of the intro section. Let's see how many dupes we get. It's a fairly slow time, but we're not, well, I suppose we are going for world record here, since this is the very first run. But we're not going to sweat it. Just going to have a good time trying out something new. You know what I really enjoyed was actually figuring out what I thought was the fastest way to get the beetle breeding jar. And then, after I'd done that, I had to figure out a way to get back to the Bedouin outpost as well, which took some time. Right, here we go. Oh, no, I pressed it far too late. This is a shame. Well, we've got 2 more attempts. I could do an any percent run today as well, but as I said, it is sweltering, and I've got the door closed and the window pretty much closed, just to block out the outside noise. So, an any percent run, which is about an hour long, is a lot more sweltering than this half an hour run. So, yeah, when I did the practice, it took, I think, about 28 minutes. And that was with a lot of mistakes. So, and I believe no duplicates. So we could definitely shave a lot of time off that. I reckon we could get it under 25 minutes. Maybe not this run, but definitely on a quick run where most things go right. It's nice to be getting into Sphinx speedrunning again. Because while I was doing my uni work, I kind of did it on and off, but I just wasn't playing Sphinx that much, so it's it just caused a lot of mistakes. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that on my microphone. Sounds like an alarm going off. No, it doesn't look like it's coming through, unless I'm speaking, I guess. Is a bit of a pain, but oh well. That's what I get for living basically directly on the main road. Okay, that's 3 amulets. Hopefully this next one will be a duplicate. Just have to actually focus for it. I really wish there was a nice way to set up for getting the duplicate, rather than just kind of muscle memory. Ah, no, too early I think on that one. Because 2 minutes is a long time. In fact, I think if you get all 3, it does shave about 2.5 to 3 minutes off your time, compared to no amulets at all, which is a lot. It's a lot of time, especially if you do the rest of the run perfectly. You're still going to be essentially behind a run that gets 2 or 3 amulets if you didn't get any. Right, last chance at a dupe. If we get none, that's fine. We'll carry on. Right, sarcophagus key. What I found out recently was you actually... I never thought about this before, but in the first mummy puzzle, you actually need the sarcophagus key. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh well, that's fine. Oh, somebody is at the door. I have a feeling my broadband has just arrived, which is very exciting. Hopefully Charlotte's opened the door. She's been playing Animal Crossing. What was I saying? Oh yes, the first mummy puzzle actually needs the sarcophagus key. So if you get there without the sarcophagus key, which you can't normally, but if you use dev mode to get there, there's the bit where you set yourself on fire and have to hide in the sarcophagus to not be electrocuted. It won't let you in the sarcophagus without the key, which makes sense, but I've never thought about it before, because you're never going to get to that point legitimately without the sarcophagus key. So all the times I was thinking of ways to kind of skip this amulet section, any glitches or anything, just to get past this print section. And I thought, oh, well, you probably wouldn't need the sarcophagus key. So that would save time. If you could just find a way to, I don't know, skip to the end or whatever. Although I suppose the final exit of the print section is a sarcophagus, so you would inherently need the key. So I know there have been a few times where I've thought, well, if you get all 3 amulet dupes, you might as well save the time going to the back of that room with the final amulet in. We've got 7 now, right. You might as well save the time going to the back of the room to get the sarcophagus key, because you'll have all 8 amulets already. But no, you do actually need the key to get out of the print section and do the mummy section. And I imagine some other mummy puzzles as well that aren't actually in the any percent run. Blimey, that alarm is still going off. Sounds... I'm pretty sure it's a house alarm rather than a car alarm. Right, can we skip through this? No. I've still never found a good way of nicely setting up the skipping through the doors that have keys on them. Don't even have a name for it. Door glitch? Key glitch? No, key glitch isn't very specific. I've got to say, I do like this section, even though it means if you're here, you've got no dupes. It's quite a nice section to do with the hovers. Oh, there we go. Now we could do something a little risky here and get off this slightly early. It's risky because if you fall, you go right back to the start of the section, which is quite frustrating. Nice, all 8 amulets, good stuff. So yeah, we definitely could have shaved another 3 minutes off our time so far, but that's absolutely fine. I think it's always good, even if you're running behind on a run, just to finish it anyway. Because otherwise, and I mean, I am guilty of this myself, otherwise you're only practicing the start of the run. And eventually you just end up forgetting what happens at the end. So when you do finally get a good run at the start, you go through, and suddenly you're like, oh, I can't actually remember how to do this. Or you just mess up the section. So it's always good to finish the whole run. Unless you've done enough practice and you're just kind of hoping to get, or waiting to get all three duplicates. Waiting for that sort of run. Right, can we do this section fairly quickly? Hopefully that lands. So when I came back to doing some practice runs, I really struggled with this bit. Let's see if I get it now. Because, oh, just about. Because I was doing the sword jump too late. And I realized after some practice, you've got to actually attack in the air while you're at the height of your first jump. If you leave it too late, then you're just not going to make it. Ooh, that should land. Yeah, that's landed on. Perfect. Haven't messed up anything too much so far. Oh, definitely need some water. I've got to say, I really am glad I'm only doing the loyalty card run rather than the full run. Just sitting in here in this room getting stuffier and stuffier. I'm glad it's only half an hour. Right, 2 glyph keys are in. Would be nice to find a quick way over this gap. Even if you could hover from one side to the other, which I don't think you can anyway. But even if you were able to just grab the rope on the other side as you hovered over there wouldn't be any way back. Which is a bit of a shame. So just gotta put up with this section for now, really. Daniel did recently discover a way to speed up the shield room section. However, it is incredibly difficult because it relies on a hover that is, as I said, incredibly difficult to pull off. And to be honest, at the moment, it's just not worth it without it being more consistent, which could just require practice, but at the same time, I don't know if it's worth it, because it would shave off a lot of time, because essentially what happens is you jump over the fence and you hover to the platform in the middle without having to fight all the skeletons around the room, which, if you could do it first try, would absolutely shave off a lot of time. I would say 40 seconds, I reckon. Maybe 30 to 40 seconds. So if it was more consistent, it would definitely be worth going for at least once. Oh, it's nice that I can get those jumps consistently now. Perfect, that's been a really good platforming section. Do we? No. I mean, we could go for it, just to show it off, I suppose. Won't waste too much time. Finally, the alarm's gone off. We'll leave that skeleton for now. Okay, let's give this one go. So you come over here. We've got a... Although with my hovers the way they are, I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, okay. I messed up the hover. Oh well. But I think you see what I'm getting at. Is you hover to that sticking out bit on those heads, and you just about get enough distance to jump on top of it. I think I've done it once, just practicing. I wasn't in an actual run, unfortunately. I was gonna grab some health, but that one didn't drop any. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's fine. Just fancied a little bit of extra health. It's not going to be a fast run by any means, but we're basically just kind of scoping out the route. Good stuff. Which button? There we go. Yeah, so I have actually... I do need more hovering practice because I recently switched the button I used to hover. Because before I used the back left trigger. But I've switched it to be the back left button, the one at the top, rather than the trigger, because I think it's usually... It feels, especially on this controller, it feels more consistent. Ooh, that was lucky. I have no idea if it's worth going for those jumps, but I do it anyway. But yeah, it definitely feels more consistent doing it that way. But as I said, I've got to get used to it. I think the main reason for that is to actually use the trigger, you've got to pull it further, whereas the button you literally just tap in. Okay, nice, 2 down. Ah, that was a very quick fight. Good stuff. I think it is best to group them all up like that and just try not to get any finishing combos in until you've done a few hits to all of them. Because otherwise it just flings them across the room and you can't reach them. I did used to try, because I've never really seen this used, but if you hold down the attack button, you do a kind of spin attack, which I kept trying to use to hit all 3 of them, but it's just not as effective as doing the single swings, in my experience anyway. Right, pearl time now. I'm glad the splitter has been keeping up. It seems to always keep up with the splitting on locations, but splitting on items, sometimes it just doesn't want to work. I know, especially for the any % run, it doesn't split on getting the sword, but it does split on getting your first coconut, even if you haven't got that set as one of the options to split on. It just likes splitting on the first coconut for some reason. I have no idea. It's kind of frustrating, but, you know, it's not a huge deal. And it must, because I've got the mysterious location split to split on when you get the Abydos amulet. So, I mean, that's an item, and it still works. So, for some reason, it's only certain items. Maybe it doesn't work for ability items. That would be interesting to test. Oh no, because Beetle Breeding Jar and Loyalty Card... Or maybe Loyalty Card is an ability item. I'm not sure. But I don't think Beetle Breeding Jar is. So that stumps that theory. Right, here comes the test. We have 14 scarabs. I'm pretty sure we don't have to go to that pot at the end. I'm pretty sure we can just go up here. Let's hope I'm right. Okay, good. First try. Grab these, and we should... That's 25. Yes, there we go. Perfect. So I think we've got 0 scarabs now. Which is fine, because we don't actually need any more. Yep, we've got 0. So now we just come across here, do the sword dive as usual. To get to Bedouin Outpost. And then we take a slight change in direction. Go to the Great Wall 3. Through kind of the back entrance. Which is strange, and I'll show you why in a minute. I get this done. Oh, very nice. First try, that's good. So, the way we get into Wall 3, from the other side, it actually has the gate key on it. So, without that key, you can't go through. But from this side, you can. Which is strange. I'm not complaining too much. But it would be... I mean, without it, we wouldn't really be able to do this as quickly anyway. It does just make getting back through to the Bedouin Outpost a bit more of a hassle. So we come up here, and that hole there is the one we want to go through. So this is actually blocked from the other side. Once we've gone through, we can't come back. And at this point, there is no way out of, or no normal way out of Great Wall 3. Right, I'm going to concentrate for this. Okay, good. Right, now comes a very long hover. Actually, I've just realised I don't need to do this, and this is going to waste quite a bit of time. This is the first method I came up with for getting getting the jar, because I knew a swim glitch would probably work. Right, so we come over here. There we go. So I worked out you could do a really long hover over here to get the swim glitch, but there's actually an even faster way, which I will show you now, because we need another swim glitch to actually escape Great Wall 3. Right, that's that split. So we come over here, drop down here, and we can just do a normal swim glitch through this wall. And what we've got to do is dive down here, come up back where we just were, dive again. Oh, no, we don't want to dive again. My bad. Make sure we come up in the right place. Here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, now... And the reason we don't want to dive is because we can't actually make it all the way back over here underwater, because we will run out of breath. So, if we just stay on the surface, kind of, it's the surface of the invisible water, we can swim over here without worrying about breath, and dive when we get there, to be able to swim upwards and into the loading zone. So this is what took the most kind of experimenting. Originally, I thought we'd need the crocodile scales to get over there without running out of breath. But even that, I think even that we were slightly out of breath. Thankfully, this works. There is also the other exit to the right. However, for some reason, the loading zone in that doesn't work if the doors aren't unlocked, whereas this one does. Who knows? Just another added complication. So we are almost there. We are quite behind what I would have liked, but that's fine. Okay, and time. 29:44. We're under half an hour. That's pretty good. I had a feeling it would be under half an hour, which is nice. Obviously, we lost a lot of time, definitely on the amulets, and also doing the longer hover that is completely unnecessary, because you can just run down and do that second swim glitch that I showed you. But apart from that, it's a pretty good run. It's nice and quick, half the time of the normal any percent run, so sometimes, you know, sometimes you just can't fit in a full any percent run. It was nice to find a slightly shorter run. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Please give this a try if you haven't. It's probably, I imagine, easier to get into than a normal any percent run. Just because there are kind of less tricks in it, and there's also no boss fights in it, and no softlocks in it. So it's a bit of an introduction run. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will probably do some more of these, see if I can get a better time. I don't know if it will become a proper category, but I'm enjoying running it. I'll definitely do some any percent runs as well when it's a little cooler. And hopefully, that was my internet that's arrived. I'll be able to get more videos up for you sooner and start streaming again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.